Boys and girls, it's math time. Welcome to topic 9-5. Today we're going to talk about how we can make and name a number in different ways to show the same value. It's kind of connected to what we did yesterday. Remember, yesterday we talked about expanded form and we talked about word form and standard form. So now let's take a look at this. We have the number 216. Okay, that is standard form right there. And then we have it in expanded form right here. And we can see it with the blocks. We've got 200s flats right there. Okay, so there's our 200. And we've got a 10, one tens rod, and 6 ones. Okay, but there are other ways of writing it that can still help us make 216. I could break up one of those hundreds into 10 tens, like this. So I've got 100 here. I got rid of the other hundreds flat. And here I've got 10 plus 1 is 11 tens rods. And that makes 110. And I still have my 6 ones. And you know what? Even though I've moved the blocks around, it still makes 216. So that's what we're talking about. Showing numbers in a different way, showing the same numbers in a different way. So now let's watch this before we practice.
You can show 123 in different ways. Here is one way. 123 equals 100 plus 20 plus 3. Which digit in the number shows how many hundreds there are?
Select your answer.
The hundreds digit, which is the 1 in the hundreds place. Does that mean that every time you make a model of 123, there will always be 1 hundreds flat? No. You could use 10 tens rods instead of 1 hundreds flat to show 100.
You can break apart the 100 to make 10 tens.
Is the second model still a model of 123? It is, because 10 tens have the same value as 100. 123 equals 120 plus 3. You can also break apart a 10 to make 10 ones. 123 equals 100 plus 10 plus 13. How is this model different from the first model? One tens rod was exchanged for 10 ones cubes. Where does the 13 in the equation come from? It comes from the 13 ones. Does the model still show 123? Yes. Now you know some different ways to show 123.
Okay, so now let's take a look in your book. This is on page 394. Okay, so it might be a good idea for you to open that now. Now the guided practice says use place value blocks to count the hundreds, tens, and ones. Show 2 other ways to make the number. Well, remember this thing here is a place value block, and it shows us the number 132. 132. Well, under that we see an equation. It says 132 equals 100 plus 30 plus 2. That's pretty easy because the numbers match the blocks. We can also do 130 plus 2. Let me show you what I mean. We can have this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. See what we did? We got rid of this hundreds block and we made tens rods, 10 of them. That's still 100. Okay? And 100 plus 30 is 130. So we have no hundreds blocks. But if we add up our tens rods, we have 130. Okay? And we still have these ones down here. So there's our 2. So 130 plus 2 equals 132. See? And if you look at the original equation, 100 plus 30 plus 2, they equal the same thing. Here's another way we can do it. Now let's see what I've done. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 tens rods. Well, that's 100. Okay. And I've got 2 more tens rods. That's 20. Okay. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I've got 12 ones. In the beginning, I had 2 ones. What did I do? I got rid of a tens rod and I added more ones. Well, 100 plus 20 is 120. And 120 plus 12 equals 132. And if you don't feel comfortable adding big numbers like that, the way I'm doing, no problem. Start at 120. Okay. And add 12. And you can break 12 down into a 10 and a 2. 120 plus 10 is 130. Plus 2, 1, 2 is 132. So boys and girls, this is what we're doing today. We're trying to show other ways of writing one number. As many ways as we can. Okay, so that's what you're doing here for page 395. Now you might not have enough unit blocks to try different combinations, so you might need to draw on a separate piece of paper. Okay? Watch out for numbers 5 and 6. Oh, there's that word again, algebra. I'm going to talk to you about that word one day, I promise. So try to write these numbers in 2, 3, and 4, 3 different ways, and you have to think carefully about 5 and 6, but you can do it. And then page 396 has some word problems. Okay, read these carefully. I'm sure you'll be able to get them. All right, boys and girls, so your work for today is pages 395 and 396. And of course, when you're finished, head on over to the Envisions website and do the quick check. And that's it for today. The end.